Welcome to today's story. Somewhere right now, a game developer is staring at a calendar, a bank account, and an ending that was supposed to be twice as good as the one players are about to get. Welcome to one of the industry's least talked about traditions, the ending nobody actually finished making. And no, this isn't some rare one-in-a-million disaster. This happens constantly. If you've ever finished a game and thought, wait, that's it? There's a decent chance you weren't wrong to feel that way. You were watching a production problem disguised as a plot twist. Here's how it usually goes. A studio pitches a game with a huge cinematic finale, multiple branching paths, boss fights that react to every choice you made, a cutscene that took the writers 6 months to plan. It's beautiful, on paper. Then reality shows up. Publishers set release dates before the game is even half built, because retailers need shelf space and marketing needs a trailer. Development runs long because it always does, and when the studio finally looks at the calendar, they realize they have two options: delay the game and lose money, or ship it and finish the ending some other way. Spoiler, they almost always pick some other way. That some other way takes a few shapes. Sometimes whole branching endings get merged into one, with slightly different dialogue slapped on top, so it still feels like your choices mattered. Sometimes a planned final boss gets replaced with something the art team can build in 2 weeks instead of 2 months, which is why so many epic final battles in gaming history are just a bigger version of an enemy you already fought an hour earlier. And sometimes the ending gets outsourced entirely to another team who never played the rest of the game, animating a finale based on nothing but a script document and a prayer. There's also the classic move, the epilogue slideshow. You know the one. Instead of an actual final sequence, you get a series of still images with a narrator summarizing what happened to everyone, while the music tries very hard to convince you this is emotionally satisfying. That format didn't become popular because it's a brilliant storytelling device. It became popular because it's cheap. No new animation, no new environments, just a narrator, some concept art, and a deadline that's finally mercifully met. And then there's the option nobody likes to admit out loud: cutting content and hoping nobody notices. An entire final area gets deleted from the build. A twist that was supposed to have a whole level built around it gets reduced to one conversation in a hallway. Sometimes the evidence survives, hidden away in unused files, found years later by data miners poking through the game's code like archaeologists digging through ruins. And here's the twist that makes it almost poetic. Some of these rushed endings became legendary anyway. Not because they were good, but because the internet loves nothing more than dissecting an ending, building theories about what was supposed to happen, and passing around leaked concept art of the boss fight that never made it in. In a strange way, the budget cut created more content than the original ending ever would have. Fan communities have spent literal years reconstructing the ending that should have been, from scraps. Unused voice lines, cut character models, design documents that leaked onto forums. Entire wikis exist dedicated to endings that technically never happened. In a weird way, the rushed version and the imaginary real version now exist side by side, and plenty of players prefer the one that was never even finished. There's also a quieter side to this story: the developers themselves. Most of them know exactly how it was supposed to end. They pitched it, storyboarded it, maybe even built half of it, only to watch it get cut in a meeting they didn't get a say in. Years later, in interviews, you'll sometimes catch them describing the ending they wanted to make with a very specific kind of sadness. Not anger, just the tired acceptance of someone who's seen this happen more than once. So next time a game's final act feels a little off, a little too fast, a little too convenient, you're probably not imagining it. You're watching the exact moment where art met a spreadsheet and the spreadsheet won. And honestly, at least it shipped. Somewhere out there is a folder on a hard drive with the real ending in it. Unfinished, unreleased, and probably never coming out. If you know a game whose ending felt a little too rushed, drop the title in the comments. We might just build a whole episode digging into what really happened behind the scenes. And if you want more stories like this one, stick around, because the game industry has way more of these than anyone likes to admit.